Chapter 1. Harlie Cooper watched the pair of giggling college co-eds seated 4 rows ahead on the Salinas City bus. BFFs. From Harlie's high school hall observations, forever lasted somewhere between a few hours to 6 months. They leaned into each other, bumping shoulders and whispering, "Why do girls need people hanging off them all the time? Why let people in when they'd only mess you up, then let you down? I don't have trust issues. I just know better." She turned back to the window and watched the straw-colored hills rushing past. It wasn't like family. Family was everything, even if hers was down to only 2. Lacing her fingers, she stretched her arms over her head, her muscles resisting with a slight tug of tired. Calf roping at the rodeo team practice had gone well today. She'd shaved a second off her time. The smell of horse drifted off her jeans. Borrowed horse. Batting away the soft wish, she sat up straight. No sense in wanting. "Hey, isn't that Mac Tyler's place?" At her guardian's name, Harlie shot a look across the aisle, where several grown-ups stood out of their seats, pointing out the window. Smoke rolled into the sky, spreading over the dairy like an angry fist. Angel! An electric current jerked her to her feet. "Stop the bus!" She snatched her backpack and rushed down the aisle, grabbing seat backs for balance. "Stop!" She reached the front, ducking her head to keep her eye on the dystopian horizon. Panic swirled in her belly, rising. Grabbing the silver pole, she took the steps to the well in one leap. "Let me out!" She grabbed the handle and rattled the door. "I'm working on it," the driver pulled over with a squeal of brakes. The door lurched open. Her boots hit the pavement and she took off, heart battering her ribs, the frantic wing brush of her sister's name in her skull. Angel. Her feet flew, barely touching the ground. But like in a nightmare, the dread lace smoke column never seemed to get closer. Angel. A half-mile down the road, she reached the yard littered with fire trucks and police cars, strobes flashing. Leaping the ditch, she scrabbled through the weeds on the other side, her eyes locked on the flame-licked smoke pouring from the broken windows of the porch. Angel. A yellow-coated fireman backed out of the front door, holding the handles of a stretcher. A limp, blanket-shrouded body came next, another firefighter hefting the trailing end. Harlie's vision narrowed to a tunnel. She dropped the backpack as her legs buckled. She fell to her knees, fingers clenching the dusty soil. Her panicked brain took a second to process what she was seeing. Too big. Mac, then. When her starved lungs hitched a breath, dizziness receded and the world righted. Where is Angel? She leapt up and ran to where a fireman stood, shouting into a 2-way radio. She snatched at his arm and he started. "My sister!" she screamed up at him. "My sister's in there!" Arms grabbed her from behind and she twisted, fighting. "She's not." His fingers dug into the flesh of her arms. "She's okay. Calm down." Harlie stopped struggling and he let go. She whirled, chest heaving. "Where?" The uniformed cop pointed to the side yard. She dashed around the corner of the house. Angel, blanket wrapped and clutching a dirty child, stepped out of the barn, led by a fireman. Sound, previously dulled by fear, surged to full volume. Water blasted the side of the house with a liquid roar. Men shouted. A lone siren wailed a warning in the distance, getting closer. Angel's gaze fastened on Harlie. Prying the sobbing child's arms from her neck, Angel handed her to the fireman, then ran to launch herself into her sister's arms. Harlie was shorter than most of her classmates, but at 13, Angel's head still fit easily under her chin. The scent of smoke drifted off her sister's hair, musty ash with a bite of alkaline, leaving a taste like spent adrenaline in Harlie's mouth.